All right, we are officially live. Good to see you this fine Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. It's going to start to become the catchphrase of this show. But I'm glad you could join me here, tuning in from wherever you are in the world. Make sure to say hi in the comment section, and we'll kick things off with a little bit of a meet and greet and see how many familiar faces we can find in here. Looks like we got Kevin back. Oh man, good to see you. I don't know, like I said last time, I don't know what would happen, man, if we ever did this thing and you weren't here. I'd send out a search party looking for you. We got Soul Sista MJ, God Rising from Detroit, Michigan. Hey, good job, Detroit. I've not, have I ever been there? I've been all around. I don't think I've ever been into Detroit. Obviously, how's it recovering? How's it doing there? Let me know. Philip, good to see you. We'll tune in there and answer that in a second. I like that question. So we're definitely going to be hitting on that. Name's Mocha. Oh, excellent. Good to meet you. Good to meet you, Mocha. That's perfect. We got Brandon Fortino coming in from San Diego. Hey, Brandon, good to see you, man. I've got, I've not been to San Diego in a couple of years. There was a couple conferences I was going to speak at there, but then I always have trips. I don't know why I always plan my vacations for like over March, because that's when like the conferences are. So maybe next year, but I think already I've got stuff planned for then. So we'll have to see. Kyle, hello from Saskatchewan. Kyle, good to see you. I forget, Saskatoon, Regina, Moose Jaw. Which one? That's right. I know Saskatchewan. And some good questions there. Let me see if I can do a couple more hellos. My possum Reggie, good morning. Glad you could make it. I'm glad you could make it too. It's good to see you. Hopefully we've got some good takeaways, some good lessons and stories that we can share here as well that will make this worth your time. Janelle, hey buddy, good to see you here. And where am I? And Detroit actually made the top 10 should visit in the US. The comeback is real. No kidding. That's amazing. That's very cool. I mean, obviously all we ever get, right, is the horror stories and like the 2008 shutdown and all of that stuff there. So that's really cool to hear it's rebuilding. I've seen a couple actually really interesting documentaries on like sort of gardening projects and rooftop things to sort of rebuild up access to fresh food and agriculture. So amazing. Good morning, Dallas, Texas. Also, I didn't answer. Where am I? I'm West Coast. I'm on the far other side, but I tend to be scattered. This office here is West Coast, but who knows where else I may be. Rafael from Brazil. Hey, good to see you. Fernando Pinheiro. Hi from Spain. Hola, Fernando. ¿Qué tal, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué hace el tiempo? And what is it? Noviembre. Good to see you. And Dana from Barbados, living in the UK. Oh, wow. That's cool. That's quite the change from Barbados to the UK. UK is experiencing some good temperature right now. So enjoy it. We're over here freezing. It was so cold. I walked to my office this morning from the house and I've got like this railing because I'm upstairs here in this building, and like my stairs are like a hockey rink, just a sheet of ice. So I'm still sort of hobbling around like a crazy person with this foot thing, but we'll be good. All right. Are we ready? I say we dive right in. Dana, I'm on Shopify. I want to use something like Kartra to push sales to build my email list. Do you know anything about having a CRM communicating with an e-commerce site? I know much about having a CRM communicate with an e-commerce site. If you're asking if it's possible, the answer is yes, 100%. Most softwares out there will communicate with other softwares seamlessly. They use API integrations. They can go back and forth almost without a problem. Where there is issues, that's where things like Zapier or AppyPie, which is the worst name ever, but good software, and they act as a bridge that will help you connect to disjointed pieces of software in order to pass the information on. Very worst case scenario, you can always take your software, export your data to a Google Sheet, re-import it through whatever other CRM you're using, and you can do that all through Zapier, et cetera, et cetera. So what's cool about marketing and technology and software and where we've come is that pretty much anything you can dream and think of is doable, either through automated and often free software or through relatively low-cost assistance. Okay, Philip, good to see you. Is marketing more competition-focused or customer-focused? So that totally depends on the business and the person and the mindset of the actor in question. My view is that it should always be more customer focused. I mean, I think it's important to do competitor research to see what else is being offered out there. But when I do competitor research, I'm doing it from the position of the customer. because again, I don't know if this is arrogant or just a strong belief in the services that we provide, but I have always believed that if someone out there is doing it, I can probably find a way to do it better or give more because I care more. So as long as that's you and you're willing to sort of go above and beyond, looking at your competitors is a good thing to do because you're going to find their weaknesses and you're going to be able to capitalize and basically do the things that they're not doing well, better. So yes, take a look at your competitors, but only from that perspective. Kyle, do I think using short form content such as TikTok videos could be used as a base for broadcast emails to my subscribers? No. And here's why. So here's the question. Basically, can we take our short form video and use that as like the core content to then send and like basically I'm going to assume a couple things here and I'll give you some parameters because obviously this question is nuanced, but essentially could we take those short form videos and use those as email content to send to our people? And the reason is no. Pardon me, the answer is no. And the reason is because they're different mediums that have different mentalities and ways that people interact and engage with the content on each platform. So the way that somebody interacts with a TikTok video when they're like scrolling through at lightning speed, again, I have no idea where my phone is, but whatever, scrolling through at lightning speed is very different than when they sit down to get an email and when they read through it. Email is text-based. That's where it shines. I don't mind if maybe you have a link out to your short form video. That's probably fine. You can drive people there, but it's got to be text-based. The other thing you could do is you could take either pre-scripting out your short form video or taking the short form video you've recorded and turning it into text, then polishing it up a little bit and using that as the content for your email, because arguably they're going to be similar things. Like you're not going to talk about something completely different on TikTok than you would on email, but the way in which you discuss it will be different. So hopefully that answers that one. All right, let's see. I think I said good morning, maybe not, but good to see you from Dallas. Good to see ya. And we said hi from Rafael. Good, we got that one. We said hi from Spain for Fernando. Dana we got. Brandon says, got to come back to San Diego. The weather's always great here. Yeah, it really is. There's also something that's like California gets a bad rap, right? For, I don't know, like the quintessential Hollywood aloofness. That's a nice way to put it. But like San Diego, I don't know, they're some of the nicest people ever that I've met are like from San Diego. I don't know what it is. They're just an awesome bunch of people. Okay. Peter, good. I'm glad. I always like connecting a name to the avatar. You might need to remind me more than once. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. We got David from Miami. Is that, if I remember right, the armpit of the South? You got to introduce it. If that was you last time, I think it was, but Johnny, hello from Belgium. Bonjour, Johnny. Belgium, they speak, is it Flemish and French being the main languages? We'll test my geography. Saint White, which do you prefer, TikTok ads or Facebook IG marketing? Ooh, my preference. That's such a good one. Here's the deal. If you're just getting started with advertising, my recommendation is to send you towards Facebook and Instagram. And the reason is because the ads manager is better, the tracking's better, basically everything is better because they've been in the game a whole lot longer and there's significantly more ad dollars spent there. It also gives you the ability to create ads based on text and images, whereas TikTok is clearly video. That said, if you're going to make a reel style, short vertical video style ad, 15 second, 30 second, whatever it is, there's no harm in putting it on TikTok and Facebook, and then obviously selecting Instagram as well, which you do right through the Facebook Ads Manager. And then I would test and see which one performs better. I've got a good history of some pretty incredible ROI with Facebook and Instagram. So over my career now, I've spent over, not of my own money, of clients' money and some of my money, but spent over $70 million on Facebook and Instagram marketing. So I'm clearly more comfortable with that platform than with TikTok, where we spent in the thousands, not the millions. So I like TikTok ads. I think it's interesting. But I think right now you're better with Facebook, Instagram for most people. Hello. We'll assume we got a typo. Hello, Rakan from Saudi. Good to see you. Dolores Torres. Hey, good to see you. Glad you could make it, Dolores. That's fantastic. Ubani, you made it back. Excellent. For a person who is post SMM, social media marketing services, how would one find their niche online? So I'm going to make a couple assumptions here as well. So I'm assuming that you mean for someone who is Posting. Oh, that's a cool call to action. Look at that. It's a friendly, non-intrusive reminder. We'll just leave that there for a second. For a person who's posting social media marketing services, how do you find your niche? You've got a number of different ways to do it. The first of which is to find areas that you've already been doing social media marketing for and getting good results. So if you can start and get a bunch of different clients from a bunch of different niches, it's going to become very obvious very quickly which ones you're getting the best results for and which ones you enjoy the most. Barring that, if you're brand new to doing social media marketing and you haven't got clients yet, the secret really is to just tap your local network, your friends, your family, local businesses, somewhere that you can essentially carve out a unique or differentiated position, which is why I like local. I think you should always start local because it's easier to sort of go and talk to someone face to face, and then you can expand globally. But if you're going to expand globally and start reaching out to other businesses with social media marketing, you better have a really good value prop that's dialed right in, because there's a lot of competition in the space. It's not a bad thing. It just shows there's a lot of need, but that's it. There's no right answer. I mean, honestly, there really is no right answer for finding a niche. Like, I've seen all of them work. People always ask, what's the best one? It's like, well, I've got examples from everyone where people have done good things with it. Ikbayar, Mongolia. Oh, that's cool. It's our first Mongolia. Fantastic. Glad you could make it. We're representing the globe. And Dallas, yes, good morning. We got that one. Perfect. Sean, good morning. Good morning, Sean. Muy bueno, gracias. De nada. Okay. Achu, hello from Cameroon. Excellent. Got lots of Africa. We normally have quite a few tuning in from Nigeria as well, so that's cool. Mustafa Fikrai, good morning from Egypt. Oh, ready? I used to speak a little bit of Arabic. I lived in Egypt for a number of years in Cairo, back in the good old days. So, salam alaikum. Sean, good morning. Oh, we said that. From Arizona. That's right. Good stuff. All right, we got one here. Fly. Hi, from Reading, UK. Owner of hair accessories business. I've been using IG to advertise, and I'm not sure how much to spend daily to have a greater reach with a limited budget. Okay, so here's the deal. First of all, if the business is doing less than, let's say, 10K a month, I'm not a super big fan of running ads. And the reason is because you've got to be pretty good at ads, especially depending on the price of the hair accessories. If they're sub $100, like if you're thinking about spending, I don't know, I'm going to make some numbers up, but like say $2 a click. Well, let's say $2 a click and we have a whatever percent conversion rate. I'm not going to do math on the fly. It's going to end up ugly. But like we spend $2 a click, we get 100 clicks. Oh, we'll do it. Let's try it out. So that now we've spent $200 to get 100 clicks. Well, we better make sure that our website is converting at a percentage high enough to at least break even on that. So we need to have those things dialed in. I'm a bigger fan of making content and doing things organically around that. That said, if you still want to do ads anyway, the defining factor is always the quality and the quality of the content, essentially the quality of the ad. How good is the ad? How engaging is it? How irresistible is it? Does it strike a chord with people? Does it make them pay attention? My best ads ever, the ones that got the best results, were just better ads. I wish that's it. I mean, I wish there was a fancier way to say that, but it's like anytime that I was spending too much to get a cost per lead or cost per sale, the ad wasn't very good. It just wasn't very appealing. So I fixed it and made it better. So that's the answer. I wish there was a secret I could tell you to flick this switch, but that does not happen. Malcolm. Whoa, there we go. Perfect. Oh, I'm resizing things all over. There we go. Malcolm. Hey, from Colorado. Good to see you. Got buddies in Colorado. And here we go. Oh, hang on. Oaxaca and Tamarau Brakemi. Is that close? From Nigeria. Good evening. Good to see you, Oaxaca. And I hope I pronounced that at least somewhat okay. All right, Soul Sister and Mocha. I remember, I have a consulting agency that specializes in beauty brands specifically. We got that niched. Excellent. I want to change my audience to a higher tax bracket. You and everybody else. So what do you suggest for marketing? Well, if you're targeting beauty brands, then I would argue that they're already going to be in a relatively higher tax bracket than, say, the average person because they're a business, right? So it's like we're talking B2B marketing, business to business marketing, not B2C, business to consumer. So you're already targeting different businesses. So really now all you need to do is identify the bigger businesses that are going to have a larger budget in order to hire a consultant in this niche. So there's a couple things that you're going to want to do now that are going to pay off in like a year. So like content and videos and blogging, and maybe start a podcast on the industry, and like all of the things that go around supporting your brand and justifying your position to be able to charge a higher rate and therefore sort of bring on higher level clients. The second thing is I'd probably just go to LinkedIn and start looking through different businesses and what size they were. And you could make a relatively conservative guess of how much revenue a company is generating based on the number of employees they have. So back in the day when we were looking at like local businesses, in order to determine if a business was doing like $1 million a year, we'd look for a brick and mortar business that had like 3 employees. If they had 3 employees, they're probably doing like $1 million in revenue, because obviously infrastructure costs and employee costs and whatever it was. Doesn't mean profit, but revenue. So you can sort of extrapolate that data when you start looking at different beauty brands. And if they've got like 30 employees, well, they're bigger than someone with 1 employee who's like a solopreneur trying to do their own beauty brand stuff. So that's step one. The second thing is take a look at the book. It's a little bit older now, but it's still relevant. It's Marketing to the Affluent by Dan Kennedy. And I think he's going to there's good stuff in there. Again, it's a little bit older. It's basically going to suggest you start going after older demographics and how to do so. It's in relation to boomers. But I think there's still some good gems in there that'll teach you how to like reframe your language and your targeting and things like that. Ernest from Ghana. Excellent. Good to see you, Ernest. Glad you could make it, man. That's very cool. All right. Pravink. Hey, Adam. Great to see you online. Great to see you too, my friend. What is your suggestion for a technology startup to target from areas like robotics, aero, finance, e-com, BPM, etc., etc.? So suggestion for a tech startup to target areas like those. So let me see. I'd have to know more about who your buyers are of the service. It has, actually, this is going to hopefully come invaluable for anybody here. When it comes down to whatever business or market or industry or whatever it is you're selling, whether we're talking about beauty products or we're talking about tech and aerospace and robotics and things like that, the defining factor is rarely the industry, and it's almost always the person behind that industry. For example, if the buyers for robotics, whatever it is, software, consulting, who knows, is like this person that has this demographic details, age, gender, income, occupation, in this geographic area, Silicon Valley, Estonia, wherever, has these psychographic details, an interest in technology and possibly electric vehicles and sustainable energy and da-da-da-da-da. Once you have those avatars, then you can figure out where they're active and present, and you can go there. It has less to do with the industry unless there's like a direct publication or group or something, like maybe there's a Discord server or a Reddit group or some kind of trade publication where everybody congregates around. It's almost always based on the person. So my suggestion for someone to target those areas, again, it's going to come down to this. Where's my cheat sheet? There we go. It's going to come down to following the things lined out in the cheat sheet. So model, market, message, media, machine, making sure that you're walking through all of those strategically, sequentially. And then once that's done, it's going to come down to like really doubling down on that ideal customer avatar and who they are and where they are and how you're going to be able to get in front of them. And that applies for everything. Janelle, I have a weird question. I'll be the judge of that. You'd be surprised some of the things I've seen. If someone asks you to demonstrate your skills for a role like marketing specialist, how can you answer this following question? Why do you think you would succeed in marketing? Okay, so I don't think that's a weird question. Could be weirder. If someone asks you to demonstrate your skills for a role like marketing specialist, the best thing you can do is show them what you've done. That's really it. So I think everybody, especially in a field like marketing, you should have some kind of portfolio, online resume, list of case studies, testimonials, basically proof, right? So what have you done in the past? How have you succeeded? How have you proven and shown that you're actually good at what you do? So do you have recommendations and referrals from previous clients? Do you have social media campaigns that you've built up and that have gotten engagement and traction? Have you run an ad, and what was the performance of the ad, and what was your cost per click and possible cost per lead? Have you created a website? Did you rank that website? Did you create content? Were emails sent? I hope you get the picture. The point is that everybody, whether you're operating as a freelancer, solopreneur, a marketing agency, whoever, you should have some kind of portfolio built up, your own website where you can showcase these results, and then start making content on it. So I think YouTube is kind of a slam dunk for this. That's why I started YouTube way back in the day, many moons ago, was essentially to get clients, to help people with marketing, to show them that I knew what I was talking about by demonstrating and showing them, all right, here's how you do Twitter marketing. Go check this out. Here's all about Twitter. This is what you need to know. And unsurprisingly, that resulted in clients that came from both the video and then also from Twitter by practicing what I preached. Ooh, water break. Okay, hang on. We'll put up that call to action. We'll take a sip. We'll be right back. I need like some kind of B-roll trailer video. Maybe I'll get one of those one day. We'll really up-level this production. All right, just Serio, IO Serio. What are the metrics that are important for a B2C e-commerce website? Oh, this will be quick. Get your pen, get your paper. So business to consumer e-commerce website. So essentially we're selling products directly to consumers. So think of consumer products like socks and toothpaste and camping equipment and paintbrushes and computer equipment, whatever it is. So here's what you need to track. Number one, the single most important one is ROI, return on investment. If you're running ads, that'll be ROAS, return on ad spend. From there, what you want to do is you want to map out your entire marketing funnel and reverse engineer the steps before that. So if that's the end goal that we're looking at, because we're making sure that we have a positive lifetime value of our customer, we want to know our cost of acquisition, customer acquisition cost, CAC. So for that, we need to figure out how much are we spending and how much is it costing us in order to get a new customer. And it's going to vary depending on if we're running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or TikTok ads or blogging or podcasting or direct outreach or door-to-door sales or whatever it is. So we need to figure out all of those channels. We need to know the conversion rates of our sales pages. That's probably one of the most important factors. If we send 100 people to the page and only 3 buy, we have a 3% conversion rate. From there, we need to figure out what is our cost per click, because if we can get a cost per click here for cheaper than there, well, that's cool. But we have to weigh that against our cost of acquisition. For example, I could get a $1 cost per click, but if nobody buys, I might be spending $10 to acquire someone. On the other hand, if I spend $10 for a click and someone buys for $10, I guess we can't go cheaper. Well, then it's going to basically equal out the exact same. From there, I'd look at things like click-through rates. I'd look at cost per impressions. I'd look at reach and frequency. But that's all of them. Once you've got those, you're kind of off to the races. When I do ads, that's what my dashboard looks like. It's basically an entire map of the whole funnel and every metric on the way. Alicia, good afternoon. Love your content. Keep it up. I will, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. How would I advertise a directory listing website? A directory? How would you advertise a directory listing website? Again, most directory listing websites kind of come up automatically on Google when you just search them in. So you could look at Google and Google Ads. That'd be step one. The second thing, though, is figuring out who are the buyers of that kind of website. And then you can literally, again, once you've kind of gone through your customer avatar, you could just put in those details and target them on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on wherever else it is. So that's it. That's the same way you target anybody else, figuring out who it is that you're trying to get in front of and then finding the platforms that match up best there. Learning Vikas. I'm from India. Excellent. I'm thinking of hiring an intern for sales because I believe cold calls have much better conversion rate than cold emails. So I'm not sure what the question here is. I think what I would push back on is I believe cold calls have a much better conversion rate than cold emails. I want the data. Show me the data, Jerry Maguire. Because maybe, but like a good cold email is easier to send than doing a cold call. A lot of people, depending on the culture and who you're going for, they hate cold calls. Cold emails are like barely tolerable. Cold calls are like the worst thing in the world to receive for most people. They do work, and if they're done well, they can work incredibly well. But if you're hiring an intern for sales, I'm going to argue that unless you have a really good sales system, they're not going to work well at all. Because you need someone that's good at cold calling and that has like thick skin and is able to be told to like go away in unkind ways, which is going to happen. You're most welcome. Customer focused. Yeah, that's the answer to customer or competitor focused. Also, I put a poll up here. I don't know if you can see it. It was like doing marketing for my own company or doing marketing for other people. Let me know if you can see that poll. It should be there somewhere. I'm on this other software, and then it like streams through YouTube and it provides so I can actually put up the questions, but I don't know where those polls go. So let me know if you see it. Brandon, I own a video editing service specializing in long and short form content, targeting coaches and personal brands. If this were your business, how would you market it? Good question. So I love video editing. I think it's fantastic. It's an amazing industry. That said, it's kind of become like the latest opportunity in the world of make money online. So I think I talked about this last week as well. It's like back in the day, it was like affiliate marketing, and then it was high ticket sales, and then it was start a digital agency, and then it was start a social media agency, and then it was become a consultant, then it was become a coach, and then it was like we go through these transitions. Now what it seems to be is like, hey, take someone that has long form video, chop it up into short form video, sell it to them for $1 billion, and you'll be rich by tomorrow. So competition is at an all-time high. For example, I get pitched 3 times a day minimum by people being like, Adam, I've seen all your content on YouTube. It's fantastic. Hey, would you like me to chop it up into short form video? And then they send me samples, and 9 times out of 10, it's not amazing. But like that's happening all the time. So let's do the math. That's like 1,000 proposals a year. So what are you going to do to cut through the noise? Someone sent me a cold email the other day. I might make a video on it because it was really good. And they took one of my videos, they turned it into a blog post. And they showed me what they did. They proved it. They basically did a whole bunch of work ahead of time, and they wrote it well. So it's a good email. I'm going to probably end up, I've got to write them back and be like, yes, let's do more of that. So how would I do this? You're going to have to find a way to differentiate yourself from everybody else around you. So why you? What is it about your video editing style? Or how are you going to make their life easier? How are you going to make them more money? Because people don't want content for the sake of content. They want content for the reach, the impact, the financial rewards, like all of the things that content's going to deliver. And the more that you're able to align your offer and value with that, the better that you're going to do. So for me, I'd make a lot of videos about how to edit videos and why you need to do this. And if you're a coach and personal brand, here's the kind of video that you need. And here's the kind of editing, and here's the pacing and the flow, and here's what we're seeing, and here's how to post it, and all the things that they would need to know that would show you as like the guy to go to. Damien in Orange County. Good to see you, Damien. Excellent. I like Orange County too. It's been years since I've been back. Was down obviously doing the Disneyland thing, but I like Laguna Beach as well. Hello, Sylvaline. Good to see you. Seattle. Excellent. Excellent. You're not too far away from me. It's wet, cold, wintertime now. NHA Feet. Do I think Twitter are dying? No, I don't. I think it's going to be a big company worth a whole lot more now that Elon's taken over, but time will tell. I'm kind of agnostic. It doesn't really bother me one way or another. I'm not a real diehard user of Twitter. I'm thinking about getting back into it a little bit more, but there we have it. Okay. Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yes. Armpit of the South. That's it. Well, it's funny, right? Like, again, there's a lesson in marketing right there. When you make something interesting and memorable and you get someone to create an emotional response, whether you want to remember it or not, it's kind of hardwired into your brain. And so there's this thing where you said Armpit of the South a couple times. So it sort of, just by the repetition, makes me remember it, but it's also funny. So made me laugh there too. So then I'm going to remember. Okay. Rodrigo. Hello, Adam. My first time watching your live. Brazilian living in NYC. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you could make it here, Rodrigo. That's fantastic. Okay, you are most welcome. All right, Peter, if I remember correctly. You breed French bulldogs, have success with YouTube and Instagram to reach customers. I'm now trying to grow my email list to have an audience when I launch my apparel in spring. What's the best method to grow email? Very simple. You provide a lead magnet that provides someone of greater value than the inconvenience of having them enter their email. For example, where is it? This right here. This is basically go through the funnel, go to this URL. You're going to be presented with something that says, hey, download this free marketing cheat sheet that's going to show you how to do the marketing things. It's clearly very refined tagline. It'll say it better than I just did. So you go there, you enter your name and email. That'll take you to a place that's like, hey, please confirm that you actually want this so we avoid spam. Then what ends up happening is they get the lead magnet, and the lead magnet, in my opinion, is very good. I think it's fantastic. We've had a lot of people go through it. The ones that actually use it get great results. It's simple. It's short. You can read through it all in about 5 minutes and immediately get a better understanding of marketing. So is it worth it? Yeah, I think if you want to learn marketing, it's free. So that's pretty good. And if you don't like it, you just click unsubscribe. So that's the secret. You need something of value that is beyond the value of them taking the time to go and do it. And then you talk about it on YouTube and on Instagram. And you're like, by the way, if you're looking for more French bulldog tips or things, or you want this free, I don't know, phone background or desktop wallpaper or sticker or funny comic or whatever it is that you can give away, just enter this URL, enter your name and email, and it's all yours. Okay, yeah, absolutely. You are most welcome. Baz the Dev, sup peeps, you okay? I sent you an email earlier. Did you see it? I did not. When did you send it? Hopefully it was like a week ago because I don't check email very often. So if it was in the last day or two, then I did not. I'm also really bad at checking email anyway, which is why the best place to reach me is here. Dolores, what would be a great audience for credit repair? People that need credit repair. I don't know. Let's work. We could do this together. That's a terrible answer. So let me walk you through the exercise. What you want to do is you want to start thinking of, and this will be applicable to anybody that's trying to find the audience for their offer. You want to think of who are the people that are suffering from this. So I can tell you already, it's going to be people that have had problems with credit. Maybe they've had cars repossessed. Maybe they've had legal troubles in the past. Maybe they live in certain impoverished areas of different cities or countries. There are people possibly with student loan debt that have been unable to pay it off. All of these are things that should be kind of going off as light bulbs in your head. I know nothing about that market, and already I've come up with 4 or 5 just by thinking about who they are. Then what I would do is once I've got those ideas, student loans, cars repossessed, living in impoverished areas, there's 3. I'd start going through each of them and being like, okay, well, why do they need it? And what do they have? And what are their problems? And what are they trying to overcome? And what solutions have they tried? What are their age ranges? Are they typically younger? Are they older? Maybe there's both. Are they living here or there? What are they thinking about? Where are they shopping? Obviously, someone in credit repair services, maybe they spend too much on luxury goods, or maybe that's insane and they're barely scraping by and able to get the discount things from lower cost places. I mean, again, you're going to find a whole mix, but this is something that you just really have to go through and do brute grunt labor for and start writing a ton of stuff out. And I promise you're going to find a ton of clarity. The other thing you can do is you can start looking at other credit repair websites and competitors, and you can see the language and the wording and the targeting that they're doing. Then you can just, I don't want to say copy it directly, but you're going to get a lot of insight. All right, Philip, Jeff Bezos said the business who can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. Yeah, he wasn't actually the first to say that. That's a very old saying and fantastic saying anyway. But can I still win without spending a lot of money on marketing? Yeah, of course. The reason that expression exists, and I wish I could remember who said it, whether it was Dan Kennedy or Jay Abraham or whoever it was, someone before Dan Kennedy or Jay Abraham. The reason that saying exists is because here's the deal. If you and I both have a business and we're competing head to head, same size, same everything, same whatever it is, but I'm able to pay more money, I'm able to spend more on marketing and still be profitable, I'm going to outspend you on marketing, which means I'm going to create more content. I'm going to run more ads. I'm going to get more awareness and engagement and reach. I'm going to get more clicks. I'm going to get more at bats, more sales opportunities. Essentially, that's how I grew one of my first businesses, was that I started with a ridiculously small budget of $5 a day, as much, which at the time, $150 a month seemed insane. But what I did is none of my competitors in my small local area for marketing agencies were running ads. So I spent $5 a day. And I started to get traction. And then once people started coming to me, I took a large portion of that money and I reinvested it. And then I was spending $10 a day. And then nobody could catch me. And then it was 20 and 30 and 50 and 100. By the time you're spending $100 a day, especially in say a small area, nobody's just jumping in and is going to blow I don't even know what it is, $3,000 a month. And then double it again and double it again and double it again. And soon enough, as long as you're taking a percentage of your revenue and you're steering it towards marketing, you create this gap that just can't be filled. So, can you win without spending a lot of money on marketing? For sure. Do you want to? I don't know why you would, because if you can put in $1 and get out $2, how many times are you going to play that game? So the trick is figuring out how do you put in $1 and get out 2? Because at first you're going to put in $1 and you're going to get out 50 cents. And it's going to be like getting kicked right in the groin. It's a very unpleasant feeling and you're going to want to stop. But I'm going to push and argue that you should probably just keep trying so that eventually you put in $1 and get out 99 cents, and then $1 and get out $1. And that's amazing. Once you hit that golden sweet spot, your marketing budget becomes unlimited, because when you put in $1 and you get out 2, you do that for as much as you possibly can, for as long as you possibly can, because it's the closest thing to a quote unquote free money-making machine. And I really hope nobody's tuning in right as I said that, because it sounds super scammy, but that's really how it works. So that's it. I think I beat that one up. Okay, Ubani smiles. On the topic of budget, convenient timing, what's a good budget and duration for a Facebook testing campaign? The answer is as much as you're comfortable with. So what I like to do is, I don't have a pen and paper here. I don't have my phone, don't have pen and paper. What kind of shoddy live am I running here? I like to set a budget of like 3 times my cost per acquisition per day. So if I'm selling something for $50, my budget per day will be like $150. The reason I say that is because if my budget is too small, I'm not going to get sufficient data to figure out if it's working or not. For example, if I'm selling something for $50 and my budget is $5 a day, well, to break even, I'd need to run ads for like 10 days at $5 a day and hopefully make 1 sale. And it's not super realistic. So I'd find out do we need to run Facebook ads? Is there a better way to do this organically? But again, it's kind of like whatever you're comfortable with testing. You could use like rough rules of thumb, which is like 10% of revenue, and put that towards marketing and things like that. But yeah, it's a bit of a learning game. Ricky G, good morning from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Buenos dias, amigo. Skyliner, the editor, Adam Love from sunny England. Oh, beautiful. I'm glad it's sunny there. That's fantastic. We're going to be in England next year, back there visiting family. I used to work out of London a lot as well, so I'm looking forward to getting back. Mohammed, good morning from India. Good morning, my friend. What app do you recommend for creating free CTA? Well, CTA means call to action. So what do you mean? Unless I'm missing something. Momo, are skills like IT or web coding necessary for marketing, especially digital marketing? The answer is 100% no. There's some basics that are helpful, like very basics, like basic HTML, knowing like a paragraph is like the bracket thingy with a P and then the other bracket, then you put your stuff in and then you close it. Like basic HTML, title tags, paragraph, like maybe, but not necessarily. Some CSS coding if you want to like learn how to format things. But again, there's people that can do that way better than I can. Like in the early days, back a decade ago, I knew basics of like HTML and PHP and CSS. Now I know like none of it, like zero. And I'm a significantly better marketer than I was back then. So there's a lot of no code tools now where it's literally drag and drop, WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. So no, I don't think you need that at all. It's important to have an understanding of how things work. And I think by understanding some basics of code, you can start to get a better feel for like software and API integrations and things like that. But yeah, not even close to necessary. Essence for Life Nutrition. Hey, Adam, any suggestion on hiring an SEO expert on a limited budget? Well, yes and no. So it's kind of an oxymoron to be like expert and limited budget, because you do get what you pay for. So if you want someone that's really, really good, you got to pay them a lot. Otherwise, the best people are not cheap. That said, there's a lot of stuff that you can do on your own by getting some basic outsourced help. I'd be careful. I'd make sure that it's like, basically there's 2 different approaches in SEO. There's like white hat, black hat. Black hat is all the scammy stuff. Used to be more prevalent years ago. Now, then there's white hat, which is like clean link building and on-page optimization and things like that. So obviously most people now do it that way. Also depends if you're doing local SEO, which is significantly easier than national or international SEO. But yeah, you can find decent help for a few $100 a month on Upwork. I don't really like Fiverr as much for that, but like Upwork, upwork.com, interview a few different SEO people, see what they do. But yeah, it's tricky. Like when I was running SEO through the agency, we don't take clients on anymore, but it was a couple grand at least a month because we were good at it. So we wouldn't make sense to do it for less. Okay. Civilly, please, is retargeting with Facebook ads still better than broad targeting? For retargeting, is it better to have a different ad set for custom audience and lookalike or? Okay, multi-layered question. So, yes, retargeting with Facebook. So retargeting in general will perform better than broad targeting. And the reason is because the person has already bought into you. They know who you are. So you're essentially reminding them of how great you are rather than trying to convince someone who's never heard of you before. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way to do retargeting on Facebook, on Instagram, on wherever. And without getting too technical here, it has to do more now with using in-app retargeting audiences. I made a video on this recently. It's either the second last Facebook ads video. You'll find it. It's there. But it talks about using in-app audiences rather than off-app audiences. So using app audiences that have been based on how someone's engaged with your content inside the platform, then retargeting that way instead of based on like an email list or a customer list or whatever, mostly because of matching that had to do with Apple's iOS 14 and how it decimated that. Blah, blah, blah. Is it better to have a different ad set for custom audience and lookalike? Yes. What we'll do is we'll take a number of different custom audiences, we'll put them in one ad set, and then we'll put lookalikes in another. And the reason we separate them is because the custom audiences based on retargeting are warm. They know who we are. Lookalike audiences are cold. They don't know who we are. So we need to use a different message and a different approach when we're marketing to them. So by doing it that way, by breaking things apart, it allows us to create a more personalized and customized message with a higher conversion rate. Sufi Marketing, good morning from Pakistan. Good morning. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. Justin, good to see you. Watched all your videos this week and have since fallen in love with marketing. Oh, that's the goal. I don't know, man. I love me some marketing. And all my videos, if you actually did, good for you. That would have been a lot of Adam this week. As a beginner in digital marketing, all your videos are very, very beneficial to my future career. Oh, I thought there was a question. I'm sure there's one coming after because there's a ... But I'm glad that happened anyway. Thank you very much. Oh, I pronounced it correctly. Feeling good. Thank you. That's fantastic. The lady writes, hello, good to see you. All right, we got Dwayne. Hey, South Africa. Good to see ya. Glad you could make it back. Is there a cost-effective way of approaching Facebook ads for a small business and achieving quality results? And the answer is 100% yes. Here's how you do it. By small business, I'm hoping and thinking that you mean local. Because there's two different camps, I believe, when it comes to Facebook ads. There's the expensive camp and the not so expensive camp. The expensive camp is national, international, targeting the entire US, all of Canada, all of the UK, all of Australia, whatever it is. Then there's the inexpensive stuff, which is targeting a local geographic area that involves 25,000 people, 50,000 people, 100,000 people kind of at most. What we do there is we run video ads with a strong offer, a strong message. We retarget them based on if they've watched it or not. We basically just retarget them anyway. At the same time, we also run lead gen ads, ideally through some kind of an instant form. I like to set it up through this software here. Whoopsie, there we go. I talk about this one a ton just because it's the main one that I use, but I'll run lead gen ads through High Level with SMS follow-up, and we convert them significantly better that way. And this is one of the few exceptions where you actually can run a budget of like $5 or $10 a day and still get good results. So I'd spend most of my budget on getting that initial ad in front of someone, and then I'd spend a portion of it retargeting once I had a sufficient pool to draw from. A lot of people think that you can just start retargeting right away. Unfortunately, you can't. You need a decent amount of people to retarget to for privacy and accuracy and efficiency. Also, if you're running local ads, you're going to need to refresh your creative a lot because people are going to get burned out and they're going to see the same thing over and over, which cause what we call ad fatigue or ad blindness, or where you basically just tune it out because you've seen it too many times. All right. Let's see. How are we doing on time? We're good. Okay. We'll keep rocking and rolling. Sadja, please answer this query. How many blogs you require on your website before applying for AdSense? Also, what are other practical ways to earn from your blog on digital marketing niche? Much love. Okay, excellent. So here's it. I don't like AdSense for a way to make money on a blog. You need a lot of traffic to make it even somewhat worth it. So if you have to, first of all, I don't know the answer of how many blogs you're going to need before applying. I think they just look at it and they're going to make an evaluative decision. There's not a set number for it. I could be way off. I've never done this because I don't like it. And I wouldn't advise it because in my experience from my friends and colleagues and people that have had it, you need you need a lot of visitors to make that even sort of make sense. And the content better be very good. And if you're making really good content, there's better ways to do it than AdSense. Affiliate marketing would probably be the easiest way if you don't want to have your own product or service or offer. But you'll make significantly more by offering affiliates of your own other people's stuff, but through your own affiliate offer funnel, essentially, than you will with AdSense. So other practical ways to earn from your blog. Yeah, take your blog and turn it into videos. If you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. You can do faceless YouTube videos. You can find designers and editors and things like that. If you can find someone that's willing to put a face to it, you'll do better. It's easier. But that's it. Like that's probably the best way to do it. Take your content, make it video, otherwise sell affiliate offers. Okay, let's see. Momo, I currently have a digital marketing experience of 3 years, and should I just work on building my experiences, or should I go study degrees like marketing or IT? I feel like I don't know enough about marketing. Good question. Okay, we're gonna hit this one. First, I'm gonna do this. Our friendly call to action. I'm gonna sip some water, and then we're gonna hit this one hard. It's winter here now, and the water's coming out of the tap like ice. So that's refreshing and freezing all at the same time. Okay. Should you go back to school to learn marketing? Yeah, probably not. I mean, the most valuable part of a marketing degree is the first year. And the reason is because that's where you learn things like economics, macro and micro. You learn finance, you learn accounting, you learn business management, you learn business ethics, you learn all of the things that are very little to do with marketing. Years 2, 3, and 4 are like learning some of the most, I don't want to say most useless stuff I've ever done, but like weird B2B things on like procurement and mergers and acquisitions and like all this stuff that is not only unrealistic for like 99% of the marketing that you're going to do, but completely outdated. So the story that I like to tell is on my first day of my services marketing class in year, I don't even remember, 3, 4. The professor's like, hey, write down, like, what do you want to learn this year from services marketing? And I was like, I want to learn about digital marketing. And he read it and he's like, hey, me too. And I was like, I'm in the wrong place. And that was very much the case. So everything that I learned about marketing, like 99% of it came outside of school. I learned some basics of like targeting and positioning and segmentation and differentiation and creating a unique value proposition. But I mean, you can watch a couple of my videos and now you know what I know about that. It's really not that complicated. So I don't think you should go back to school. I think you should do more marketing. So find people to do marketing for. Be honest and upfront about your skills and your experience and your limitations and what you're looking to learn and where you're looking to grow. And then do more stuff, like write more ads, write more emails, make a website, create more social profiles, create content, run an email marketing campaign, set up a funnel, set up retargeting, like do all of the things. That's literally the best way to learn. This is one of those things that you need the basics and the foundations for, which here's my least aggressive sales pitch ever, but check that out. Because in my opinion, that's going to be the 4-year marketing degree that you want, but in like 4 hours instead of 4 years. So go through all of that. If the budget is out of the question, watch all the videos on YouTube. Again, you're going to learn more here than I'd argue you would at like any university ever. Harvard, Yale, Wharton. I mean, like it's going to be, you're going to be disappointed. So do all of your marketing and then make stuff. All right. Pep talk / advice. Shaq Lawi, good evening from Austria. Guten Tag. That's not evening, that's afternoon, but we'll go for it. How do you craft a portfolio for marketing? The best way is on your website. Make stuff on your website and put it on there. There's not like a single thing that you want to send someone, like a Google Drive full of stuff that's overwhelming and confusing and so on. You want it all on your website. So you want your proof, your testimonials, you want samples of your writing, you want everything that you can on your website. There's our portfolio. Like, I'm going to give one more thing on that one. Social media is your other side of the profile. So find out where your buyers are present and active online, and then start filling up your channels with content. For example, back before I had a ton of videos on YouTube, but I still had a decent amount. And I remember it was, I can't remember the exact name of the company. Doesn't matter. Big company reached out and they're like, hey, Adam, send us, I don't know, details of your experience. And I sent them a link to my YouTube channel. That was it. I was like, hey, I don't have a traditional portfolio. Go to YouTube, watch my videos. You'll see my attitude and style and personality, because how I am there is very much like how I am in real life. And that was it. Like, that was my portfolio. So that's plan B. How cool is this? Same question. I don't know if you guys are chatting, but that's how you do it. How can you build a portfolio for social media marketing specialist job role? You make social media stuff. If you want, you can screen capture different posts that you've made. You can create blog articles around them, mini case studies, be like, I made this, it did this, here's the results. But that's it. Tips for marketing newbies, what to do and not to do, would appreciate a lot. Yeah, 2 things. Again, this is going to sound like I got nothing to gain, not too much to gain here. So take this with a grain of salt or whatever, but like literally go through every video on the channel. Like if I was new in marketing and I had these videos to watch, that's the reason I make these videos, by the way. But if I had these, it would have been so much easier. I had to read all the books, so many books, hire people, take all the courses. I still do, but like watch all the videos and then take action. So it's like in a video that tells you like how to set up a Facebook ad campaign or what to do, like go set up a Facebook ad campaign. You don't have to spend any money. Put a budget of $1 a day and then don't publish the ad. But it's like, you're going to learn how the structure works. You're going to learn how to duplicate an ad set. You're going to learn the structure of the campaigns. You're going to learn about the new advantage budget optimization option. Like you're going to learn all these things that you just can't do by just reading or watching about them. Like you've got to watch this stuff, then go take action. All right. Oh, my pleasure. Good. I'm glad you found it useful. That's perfect. Ricky, best strategy for travel agency marketing. Yeah, you've got to highlight why a travel agency over Expedia, Hotels.com, Travelocity, all of the low budget carriers. So you've got to make it crystal clear why someone would want to work with a travel agency. And then you've got to get really clear on who your ideal offer is and what it is that you provide to them. For example, there's a couple travel agencies out there that specialize in like high-end wine tours across, I don't know, wine places. But like, that's what they do. They appeal to an affluent market, retired normally, who wants to go on all expense exclusive, whatever it is, all inclusive. There we go. Travel trips through wine country and whatever it is. There's one. The other one is like a travel agency that does like adventure tours. So they arrange like mountain biking and dirt biking through Morocco and like all these crazy things for adventure seekers. So obviously you're going to want to go through them. Like if I want to go dirt biking through the dunes of Morocco, which I very much do, I'm going through an agency because I know firsthand by visiting and working in North Africa, I need visas and permits. I need safety. I need guides. I need hydration. I need medical insurance for when I inevitably eat it off my dirt bike, like all of those things. So that's what you have to highlight. All right. Super Bonobo. Why do I still think marketing is bad for humanity? It influences others to buy something even if they cannot buy it, and eventually transfer of money from poor to rich. I'm so glad we're talking about this. So marketing is the industry of communicating value. That's it. So what is happening here is you're mistaking marketing with, first of all, with advertising, which is like pushing things. And you're also confusing it with bad actors in the space. Are there bad marketers who are trying to convince people to buy things they don't need, don't want to fit in and whatever? Yeah, 100%, of course. Are there marketers that are doing marketing for charities, for good causes, for things that would not be heard of or known otherwise? Obviously, right? Like that, think of every good charity. All of that is marketing. It doesn't mean that they're running Facebook ads and spending all this money, but they're getting the word out about what they do. They're communicating the value of it. Next, influences others to buy something even if they cannot buy it. That's pushy, manipulative, and like coercing marketing. That's very much like late 1980s, early 1990s style marketing, where it's like, buy this thing that you don't need so you'll look good and everyone will love you. Does that still exist? Yeah, of course. I mean, come on, like you gotta be realistic here with like how people are, and people are going to take advantage of things. But there's also a lot of things that people need that they need to be educated and informed on so that they can make the right decision for them. For example, everything that I talk about on this channel is directly against this kind of marketing, directly against it. So I don't know, like I vehemently disagree. Are there people that do marketing like that? Yeah, but like you don't have to do that. There's a good way. We can be better. And that's what this is all about. All right, Soul System, my email list is full of women who want to start a beauty brand or newly started. Once I changed my target audience, it basically reset to zero. What should I do? P.S. I'm a strategist over consulting. Okay, so once I changed my target audience, it basically reset to zero. So I guess the thing is like, well, change back, right? Like, if your audience is like newbies, people who are just getting started and they don't know what to do and they don't have the money to do it, obviously like a strategic consulting offer is not going to resonate with someone who's brand new. It's like you need content, possibly a book, possibly something low ticket, low price to get them started with it. Or you need to change your market and your offer. There's no easy way to do that. It can be done. Absolutely. I'd go back to what you were doing before, but yeah, there's a lot of appeal to like do certain things and help people that we just can't help through our offers. We can help them with our content. And in fact, that's the beauty of creating content. It's the reason I'm such a big advocate of like content marketing in general, is because first of all, I'm not available to hire one-on-one. Like rarely, if ever, do I have a spot open. It's not a priority at this point. I've done enough of it for the last 10 years. But what do I do then? Do I just not help anybody because either they can't afford it or I'm just too busy? It's like, no, that's what all the content's for. So I can help people as much as I can by showing you everything that I know about it. And then maybe if I ever have a spot open, well, then a certain person or business that I feel could benefit from it in a unique way, well, maybe we'll entertain that thought later. So content. That's the answer. And then focus on your consulting and your strategic offers around more established businesses that have been at it for a while and they actually have revenue and they understand the value of ROI. That's the thing, is like when you're first getting started, it's hard to justify an ROI that's not going to exist. So it's like, give me $1,000 and we'll start you a business that may or may not make money. That's a tough sell. On the other hand, if they're doing $1 million a year, 10 million a year, 100 million a year, whatever it is, and you're like, hey, give me $1 million and I'll make you an extra 10 million. That's a pretty easy sale. Put in 1, get back 10 out. I'll take that deal. Okay, few more minutes. Let's see. Oh, you see it. Okay, perfect. The poll. Yeah, if you don't mind answering the poll. I don't even know how I'm going to check the results of it. I'm going to try and find a way before we sign off here. I'm really curious. Are you interested in marketing as in like an agency, as a marketer? Are you doing this for your own business? Next week, I'm going to have another poll. We're going to keep learning so we can refine the content. Thoughts on hang on. I want to answer this one. Thoughts on drop shipping. Should I try it? That's like asking, it's like thoughts on macaroni. Should I try it? Well, it's a food. It exists. You can eat it. It's not the best thing. There's better food, but if you want to try it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. That said, it's not my favorite business model by a long shot. And the reason is I don't like arbitrage only business models where I buy something for $1 and sell it for $2, because then I'm a middleman. And when I'm a middleman, I'm a commodity. I'm replaceable. There's a lot of people that can get in. And as soon as they find out what product or service or whatever is selling better, they just do that. For example, have you ever gone to Amazon and seen Amazon Basics? Well, where did you think they got the idea for the Amazon Basics products that they sell? Could it be that maybe they're taking a look at what items are selling best from other brands and then they just make their own version of it for cheaper? Food for thought. It sounded like a conspiracy theory, but that's very much just how it works. So, okay. Let's see. This is asking for a friend. It makes it sound like you're asking a sketchy question. It's like, hey, I've got my shoulder's itchy and I've got this friend thing. I'm just asking for them. But what places do you recommend to find clients to advertise for? So if you're advertising for clients, then they have businesses. There's so many places. I've got a number of videos on this. So look up the ones on like Adam Earhart service marketing, Adam Earhart, how to get clients, Adam Earhart, how to start an agency. Like it's going to lay out all of them, but you have so many options. Like clients are literally everywhere. If there's a business, that's it. Like, so LinkedIn, Google, your local chamber of commerce, looking at Facebook pages of businesses that you like, seeing if they're already running ads. Is there suggestions you can make? Back in the day, there was the phone book we'd be able to crawl through. So everywhere. Okay, let me see if I can do one more and then we got to wrap it because it's pancake time. Yeah, man. Glad you could make it. Doodle-doo. Perfect. Let's see if I can find one that's going to help the most people. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, my pleasure. Absolutely. I'm super happy to help. Honestly, this is one of the highlights of my week, is getting to be here and have these discussions. Advice on starting a YouTube channel monetization, especially when you're starting from scratch. That's a good one. You should probably talk about that one because it's important. Let's do, is there any chance AI will replace digital marketers' job? Aspects of it, yes, but we'll just find ways to do it better. Like a lot of the AI writers still need a lot of human intervention. Okay, I'm going to answer that one on YouTube because I think it's important. If I can find it again. Here we go. Umair, advice on starting a YouTube channel monetization, especially when you're starting from scratch in most, if not all, associated aspects related. Love your work. Okay, so yes, advice on starting a YouTube channel. First of all, this is a perfect note to end on. Here's the deal. Of all the different social media channels that we have available, we've got Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and Pinterest and YouTube and TikTok. We have Be Real now, which that's a whole other topic for another day, which I'm quite interested to dive into, as that one's got some struggles ahead of it. YouTube by far has the most potential. It's 2022. We're heading into 2023. Facebook and Instagram, like, just take a look at their earnings reports. That will show you how users are sort of leaving the platform, their algorithm's suffering, their user experience is suffering. They're suffering. It's not a good time to be Facebook and Instagram. TikTok, they've got their own issues with the way that their algorithm works, with the way that people engage with the content, user behavior more so than anything else. It's just very fleeting, passive, transactional style content that doesn't build up brand and trust. I've told this story last time or the time before. They went to like the video conference and there was YouTubers and TikTokers, and sadly nobody showed up for the TikTokers because, again, you just don't have that relationship. You're not able to have this conversation on TikTok like you are on YouTube. The other thing is the monetization scheme on TikTok is abysmal compared to YouTube, where you can make 6-7 figures just from ads. It's insane. The fact that it exists blows my mind every day. Absolutely amazing. So that's another reason YouTube's going to win. But the real beauty of YouTube now is the integration of YouTube Shorts, because I appreciate sitting down and, say, either doing an hour-long live stream or creating a long-form video that requires editing and scripting. And like, that's a lot of work. I think it's worth it. I think you should do it, but it's a lot of work. So where do you start? You start with short-form vertical video content. You still post it on Instagram as a reel, on Facebook as a reel, on TikTok as a TikTok. You put it everywhere, but you make sure that it's optimized and created first for YouTube Shorts. So the best way to get started with YouTube is number one, start your channel. Literally just create a channel. Just going through that exercise is important, of like, how do I set it up? How do I get a channel header? How do I get a banner? How do I get an avatar? How do I make sure that everything looks okay? Then start uploading. That is like literally the most important thing. Find a way to start with YouTube Shorts. So short form vertical videos, 60 seconds or less. Look at what other people in your industry and niche are doing, make your versions of those, and then just start uploading. If you can do one a day, and I think you can, because it shouldn't take more than an hour to do. Maybe your first one will take you 2 hours, but from there, you'll be able to get it down, ideally to like 30 minutes. Whether you hire an editor or just do it all yourself, totally cool. Then start thinking about longer form videos, around 8 to 10 minutes. I appreciate that's a lot, but if you think about making shorts on a certain kind of playlist or a certain kind of subject, and you make 10 of them, well, maybe you can find a way to tie them all together, and then you can just re-record them, but make sure that they all flow. And now you've got a 10-minute video. And then you can slowly start to build up that content creation muscle from there. But again, like the old saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Today really is the best time. Like, I've got no motive or incentive to push you towards YouTube. I won't make any more money or brand by you starting a channel. I just want you to do it because I think it is the best marketing decision you can make for your business or for your personal brand. Full stop. Like it certainly has been in my case. And from anyone back when I had a YouTube course and was walking people through it, everyone that did it and stuck with it, they defined it as like a life-changing moment in their business. Not just because of the course. The course was good, but more so because they actually did it and they started a YouTube channel. So that's it. Thank you all. So pumped that you were able to make it here. I'm off to make some pancakes, and I'll see you in a bit. Thanks again for tuning in, joining me this Saturday, and we'll see you later. Take care, everyone.